Uganda, a landlocked country in East Africa, is renowned for its stunning natural beauty and vibrant culture. Often referred to as the Pearl of Africa, Uganda is a land of rolling hills, lush forests, and shimmering lakes. The country is home to the source of the Nile River, the longest river in the world, and boasts a remarkable diversity of wildlife, including elephants, lions, and gorillas. Uganda's captivating landscape and abundant natural resources have played a pivotal role in shaping its rich history and the lives of its people. From ancient kingdoms to colonial rule and independence, Uganda has witnessed a complex and often tumultuous past. The country's history is a tapestry woven with threads of cultural exchange, political upheaval, and economic transformation. Uganda's journey is one of resilience, adaptation, and a constant striving for progress. This essay delves into the captivating history of Uganda, tracing its evolution from ancient times to the present day. We will explore the rise and fall of kingdoms, the impact of colonialism, the struggle for independence, and the challenges and triumphs of the post-colonial era. Through this historical lens, we can gain a deeper understanding of the forces that have shaped modern-day Uganda and the aspirations that continue to guide its people. Long before the arrival of Europeans, the region that is now Uganda was home to a mosaic of Bantu-speaking kingdoms. These kingdoms, including Buganda, Bunyoro, Ankole, and Toro, were characterized by their sophisticated political structures, intricate social hierarchies, and unique cultural traditions. The kingdoms engaged in trade, diplomacy, and occasional conflicts, contributing to the dynamic political landscape of the region. The Bunyoro Kingdom, situated in the northwest, was one of the earliest and most powerful kingdoms in the region. Bunyoro's dominance was rooted in its control of vital salt works and its strategic location along trade routes. The kingdom's influence extended over a vast territory, and its rulers commanded a formidable army. Another prominent kingdom was Buganda, located in the south-central region. Buganda's rise to prominence began in the 18th century, and its power was consolidated under a succession of ambitious and astute kabakas, or kings. The kabakas of Buganda established a centralized system of governance, expanded their territory through military conquests, and fostered trade relations with neighboring kingdoms. These ancient kingdoms laid the foundation for the development of distinct cultural identities and political systems in Uganda. Their legacies continue to resonate in the country's present-day cultural practices, social structures, and political landscape. The arrival of Europeans in the 19th century marked a turning point in Uganda's history. Arab traders, venturing inland from the East African coast, were the first to establish contact with the kingdoms of Uganda. They were followed by British explorers, who were drawn to the region's strategic location and the allure of its unexplored interior. Among the European visitors to Buganda was John Hanning Speke, a British explorer who, in 1862, became the first European to reach the source of the Nile River, located in present-day Uganda. Speke's discovery sparked further European interest in the region, particularly from Britain, which sought to expand its colonial empire. Uganda, with its centralized government and relatively sophisticated administrative structure, proved to be a willing partner for the British. The Kabaka of Buganda saw an alliance with the British as a way to strengthen his kingdom's position and counter the influence of rival kingdoms. In 1894, the British declared Uganda a protectorate, formalizing their control over the region. The British established a system of indirect rule, governing through existing local structures and collaborating with the Kabaka of Buganda. This alliance, while initially mutually beneficial, would have far-reaching consequences for Uganda's political and social fabric. The establishment of the Uganda Protectorate ushered in a new era of British influence. The British administration, seeking to maximize the economic potential of their new colony, introduced cash crops such as cotton and coffee. Ugandan farmers were encouraged to cultivate these crops for export, transforming the agricultural landscape and integrating the Ugandan economy into the global market. Alongside economic changes, the British administration implemented a series of social and political reforms. They introduced Western education, established a rudimentary healthcare system, and developed infrastructure projects such as roads and railways. These reforms, while intended to modernize Uganda, also contributed to the erosion of traditional social structures and the emergence of a new elite class educated in Western ideals. As the 20th century progressed, a growing nationalist movement emerged in Uganda, advocating for self-rule and an end to colonial domination. Ugandan nationalists, inspired by the wave of decolonization sweeping across Africa, organized protests, formed political parties, and demanded greater political participation. After years of negotiations and mounting pressure from the independence movement, Uganda gained its independence from Britain on October 9, 1962. The newly independent nation faced the daunting task of forging a new national identity, reconciling ethnic and regional divisions, and building a prosperous future for its people. In the late 1960s, Uganda was under the leadership of Milton Obote. However, the political landscape was far from stable. Obote's government faced numerous challenges, including internal dissent and economic difficulties. Then, in January 1971, a dramatic shift occurred. Idi Amin, the commander of the Ugandan army, seized power in a coup d'état. This marked the beginning of a new and turbulent era in Ugandan history. Amin's rule was characterized by brutal repression, human rights abuses, and economic mismanagement. The impact of his regime would be felt for many years to come. Idi Amin's rule, starting in 1971, marked a dark period in Uganda's history. His regime was characterized by severe human rights abuses, economic mismanagement, and political repression. Over 300,000 people are estimated to have been killed during his 8-year rule. Amin's erratic policies and brutal tactics left deep scars on the nation, affecting countless lives and disrupting the country's social fabric. After Amin's fall in 1979, Uganda began its journey towards recovery. The 80s saw a series of political changes and attempts at stabilization. However, it wasn't until Yoweri Museveni came to power in 1986 that Uganda started to experience more consistent governance. Museveni's leadership brought relative stability and economic reforms, ushering in what many hoped would be a new era for the country. Despite the progress under Museveni, Uganda has faced numerous challenges. Issues such as corruption, political unrest, and economic inequality have persisted. Yet, there have also been significant strides in areas like education, healthcare, and infrastructure development. The resilience of the Ugandan people has been evident as they continue to strive for a better future, balancing the complexities of their past with the aspirations for progress. Looking ahead, Uganda holds a future filled with promise. With a young and vibrant population, the potential for innovation and growth is immense. The nation's rich cultural heritage and natural resources offer unique opportunities for development. As Uganda navigates its path forward, the hope remains that it will overcome its challenges and fulfill its promise of a brighter, more prosperous future for all its citizens.